everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Happy Friday. Vrijdag, as they would say in Dutch. How are you? My name is Larissa. I am working with the Prove It campaign, and we are talking about electric vehicles today. I am an urban planner. I'm also a public administrator. So that's just a little bit about me. But what I want to talk about today and what our whole 30 minutes, our Lunch and Learn is about on today is how do we as African Americans be involved with this thing called environmental justice? Okay, so what I'm going to say is, how many people let me just go back. So Governor Newsom announced back in September of 2020 that he will more aggressively move the state further away from the reliance of climate change causing fuels and while retaining and creating jobs and spurring economic growth. So Executive Order number 79 N-79-20 requires the sales of all passenger vehicles to be zero emission by 2035 and additional measures to eliminate harmful emissions from the transportation sector. So here's my thing. This is something you're not going to hear from Black people. So we're talking to Black people today because we seem to be left out of a lot. We have two great, wonderful people that are going to go into more of what I'm talking about so that you can have more of an in-depth understanding, because they say a people perish because of a lack of knowledge, right? We ain't perishing, so we're gonna get this knowledge on today. So it's one thing you're not gonna hear coming from Black people is that 2015 Prius. I need that. Really, right? How many people you gonna see stunting down the street talking about I got a Prius or I got this and I got that? And more often than not, an extension of what African Americans consider success is maybe rolling around in a Mercedes or a Lexus or something like that. But as much as we complain about gas prices and the pollution in the air, how can we actually be a part of that conversation? Not when it's already done, but when they at the table making the menu. Yes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to introduce two people. So one is Miss Agune. She's the program manager for the electric transportation. Yes.
Yes. Hi, thank you for the introduction. My name is Agune Kugo. I'm ET Community's Office and Program Manager. Thank you all for coming today. And today's topic, we're going to touch on the jobs, affordability, and even the education surrounding the electric transportation space and how it affects the African American community. Gavin Newsom's executive order, as we all know, requires 100% zero emission vehicles by 2035. And it is important as African Americans that we have a seat at the table, as you mentioned earlier, and what steps we can take to reach that, to not only better our community, but better our future. For more information, don't hesitate to reach out to me. I can type in or say my email out loud. It's ugonne@caletc.com, or you can contact us via our website at www.etcommunity.org. Thank you for having me today.
Thank you, Ms. Agune. I love her name. I love her name. It's so beautiful. Agune, what does it mean?
It means mother's pride. I'm
my
mom's only daughter.
So thank you, Miss Agune. You're so beautiful. Your name, you just inside and out. And thank you so much for being that voice in our community, because more often than not, we don't see people that look like us. So we don't even know that we exist. Yeah. Yes. But today we're letting people know that we exist. Now, for this next person that is coming aboard, this next woman, I call her my sister because I can say she's my sister. Okay. And to me, sisters are just like Miss Agune is my sister. This lady, you don't have to look like me to be my family. Yes, my family are the ones that love and support me and are looking out for me for my best interest. And in saying that, we have Miss Gina from SMAQMD. That stands for SAC Air. Okay. Just breaking it down. Hi, Miss Gina, Sister Gina. Let the people know what they need to hear on today.
Thank you for the lovely introduction. It's a pleasure to be here. My name is Gina O'Neill, and I work for the Sac Metro Air Quality Management District, or as we like to just say, the Sac Air District. And what I do is I work with under-resourced communities, and I'm very specifically focused on Black and Brown communities because I found through some statistical data, and I probably should have known this 20 years ago, the Black and Brown communities are the ones that are under-resourced and underserved, and that is my passion and my focus. And so today for me is about making sure that we announce that we have job opportunities that can start almost immediately locally. And I'd love to gather some feedback from the community on what else we can do to better serve, especially in environmental justice. And so thank you for the introduction. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's a pleasure to have you. And actually, we're just going to have you go ahead and take it away.
Oh, great. Okay. So I can't see who the audience is or how many are here. So I'm just going to wing it. And if anyone has any questions, I'm not sure how this works, please someone let me know. Because again, I'm looking to gather information from the community on what type of information you'd like specifically on mobile sources. And mobile sources for me is vehicles. And in our case, we have a fleet of 8 Toyota Mirais that are in Del Paso Heights on the corner of Grand and May, ran by Green Tech Education and Employment. And we need drivers for those Mirais, and the schedule is extremely flexible. We need a decent, probably no more than 1 or 2 points on a DMV record. The jobs can start almost immediately, basically however long it takes to go through the application process. And most importantly, what these vehicles do is they serve the community. And so if you are a community resident, that's basically the requirement. It's a complimentary service. You join through ourcarshare.org. If there's a chat, I'll put it in there shortly. And you choose the Del Paso Heights Mobility Hub powered by Green Tech, and boom, you are a member. Then you pick up the phone or you send an email, or we will shortly have an app where you can reserve a ride. Now there's 3 options. You can reserve a Zip car, which is a Chevy Bolt, and you can drive up to 3 hours a day, up to 9 hours a week, complimentary. You're in control. The second option is, oh, thank you. That's good. I see people are, I love it. This is ran really well. I'm gonna have to use this in the future. The second option is you need a ride. Your child needs a ride to school, to social services, to medical appointments, to work, to training. All of those things qualify. You probably open an app. I'm still getting that underway. You reserve a trip. You say, this is who I am. This is where I'd like to be picked up. This is where I'd like to be dropped off. It's somewhat like Uber, but with an extra essence of love and care. And so that is available now. And that's why we need drivers. And then most importantly, we desire feedback from the community to tell us what services are we missing? What exactly do you need in order for us to develop those programs? I'll give you a couple of examples and then I'll be done. One is I learned that some of our community members couldn't use the Zip cars because they didn't have licenses. And it wasn't that they didn't want to. I had one lady in particular, Victoria, she has 3 children, couldn't get them to school because her registration had expired because she couldn't get her smog done. And so therefore her license wasn't able to be renewed. And it just created one thing after the other into chaos. And so she started driving her girls to school because they had to get to school. But every time she'd see law enforcement, she'd have to pull over and take a big sigh and wait. And it was just this life-altering experience. We were able to help her, assist her with those fees, in addition to helping her open a checking account, which we would do for anyone on this site. $100, I'll meet you at the bank and write the check myself. And that is to help prevent people from storing money between their mattress. And so as we find these issues within the community, my job is to create a program to help assist all of you to be able to get the resources you need in order to have a quality of life that, quite frankly, we all deserve. And so that's it for me.
No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That's not it. That can't be it. You have to talk about, because, sorry, Larissa, I'm sorry. But Gina excites me, and she excites me because she gets it. So Gina and I have had the luxury, I'm gonna call it a luxury, the pleasure. I've had a pleasure of having a conversation with her and talking about how to get people into electric vehicles. And Gina
And
was
hydrogen.
hydrogen. But Gina was telling me about a $9,500 credit
Incentive.
Incentive towards trading in a vehicle that's a 2006 or older to buy an EV. Can you talk
Would
about
you like
that?
me to talk about that? Yes.
I would.
So this is called Clean Cars for All, and the website is SAC Clean Cars, the number 4, and then all.org. And it is ran by the Air District. One of my coworkers runs it. And the program itself is extremely simple. You go on to the website. It asks you about 5 or 6 questions. That helps you determine whether or not you qualify. Some of those requirements are, do you make under $80,000 a year as a single person? They do give credit for if you have more household members that you support. There's a couple forms that you send in for, and they send them back, and you submit those. Then you get an award letter that says, okay, you qualify for $9,500. We do an inspection on your vehicle that's 2006 or older. Basically, if it drives forward 5 feet and backwards 5 feet, you're good to go. It needs to be registered in Sacramento County at some point, even if you did it 3 days ago, we'll take that. And then we send you to a list of our dealers, which we most recently brought on Golden State. I don't remember if it's automotive or company. They're in Rancho, and they specialize in used alternative fuel vehicles. And they will walk you through the process of which vehicle is best for me. Because what most people don't know, and this has been sort of a recent surprise for me, is that used alternative fuel vehicles don't have a high resale value. Now, normally we would think that's not a good thing, but it's good for those of us that are looking for a vehicle that's got 15 to 17,000 miles on it. Yes, ma'am. Yes.
No, I'm
yes.
just saying.
Oh, okay. I was like, she raised her hand. So it's a fit for everyone. And so our goal here is to overcome the thinking that those are fancy white people cars, because I kind of thought that myself. So they're not. They're for everybody. And everybody deserves quality housing and quality transportation. And our job is to help assist people get into that transportation.
Now,
was that good?
That was great. Now, okay. I just want to put this into like real life context.
Yes.
We're going to be like, when I get done. So I look.
Yeah, because I got something to say.
I know you do.
Now.
I know you do. You're going to really have something to say after this. So I was looking at how this program could help me, or how this would impact me. I drive, well, I'm not going to tell you what I drive, but I drive, my car is a 2010, and my car payment's about $459 a month. And I pay about $288 a month in gas. Now, I'm looking at this as if I were going to be able to take advantage of getting the $9,500 to trade my car in, which I can't because it's not a 2006, but let's pretend that it is. So okay. I get that $9,500. I find a car that's $8,500. So now I don't have a car payment. So I looked up what it would cost to, if I was to plug in a car, an electric vehicle, do a plug-in, it would be $36.94 a month for the electricity. And based off of what my car does is $72 for gas. So that is no car payment, $443 a year for electricity, and $72 a month, which is $864 a year for gas. So what I'm spending, and I had to call Gina, I was like, this can't be right. Make this right. Is this right? So $1,307.28 a year to drive an electric vehicle as
And not
compared,
to mention, you no longer have a car payment. So
right,
quite frankly, or maintenance or gas. And
right.
so it really ends up being, closer to 8,000, I think we talked about.
So yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. What
Yeah.
I pay right now for just my car note and gas is $8,964. So
Yeah.
my total savings would be $7,656.72. Is that real? Can that
Yeah.
really, Larissa?
Yeah.
Girl,
Yeah.
you look, I'm rolling around here in a 2001 Oldsmobile. They don't even make those no more. Okay. So
And she
you
traded
know,
her Oldsmobile.
I'm on point for being a part of this program. This all I needed was an opportunity and a door to open.
That's right.
And
Preparedness
so
meeting
thus
opportunity.
the opportunity is here, people. The door has been open. This ain't Nene Leaks. The door is closed. The door is closed. No, the door is open. And I just have to say thank you so much for this information. What I'm also going to say is, some people will say, yeah, but, okay. Let me tell y'all something. First of all, we are the ones that are suffering the most in our neighborhoods from environmental issues. And I don't understand for the life of me why more of us are not more in tune with this thing called environmental justice when we're the ones that's suffering from it, dying from it, getting asthma. How many of y'all know? How many of y'all got asthma? Did you think that maybe it could come from some of these cars? And in our own neighborhoods, let me tell y'all something, get them cars off them blocks in your front lawn. Get the cars. Look, if you don't have none, you know somebody that does. Y'all better take them cars out your front lawn and stop killing y'all grass. Okay? Stop killing y'all grass. And so you can have you a nice, beautiful neighborhood with your nice, beautiful electric vehicle. Okay? I am so in tune with this right now. People may say, okay, what about the charges? What about the charges? Let me tell y'all something. How many of y'all can't have your cars pass smog? Right. Or you be sitting there praying, I hope it passed smog. Okay, that in itself is a problem. What I am going to also say, aside from the jokes, is that those batteries have warranties on those batteries, and you don't have to worry about oil changes. You don't have to worry about, there's a whole lot of things that go on with engines that you don't have to worry about because these are electric. These are electric. Have you ever been in one though?
They look like spaceships. They're like spaceships.
Well, that's if you like spaceships, but I got one that looks kind of more like a regular vehicle.
It's cute.
Mine is hydrogen, and it's an SUV, and it emits water vapor. And so I refuse to drive an SUV if it was going to be a gas guzzler. And so all of my fuel is covered, and it's hydrogen. Now, granted, it's a little bit of a lifestyle change, but that's why it's so important that once you're awarded funding, on a case-by-case basis, we hold your hand to help you determine what the best fit is for you. If you have kids or pets, or you're going to drive 200 miles a day, there's something for everybody at the price that's right for you. It just sounded like a weird commercial, but I mean it. So,
well, the good thing is that, we have a lot of people that are actually converting from the East Bay into Sacramento, but are still commuting. And I know people that live in Fairfield, that work in San Francisco, and they now have electric vehicles. They only go to the gas station like once a month. Once a month.
I go every 2 months.
Huh?
I go every 2 months.
Every 2 months.
Yeah.
What I am going to say is because we do have, let me just break it down like this. Because let's just be honest. We know that there are income gaps. Okay. And we know that there are people struggling. We understand this. If 2020 didn't teach me anything specifically, is that I have an opportunity now to reevaluate and reexamine where I am as far as finances are concerned and where I can go. What's out there for me. I'm saying, if these designs of these cars, why is it should not always be about designs. I love my Jewish brothers and sisters because they like to talk about, how much they didn't spend for something.
Can I answer a question that I saw in a chat? I'm sorry to interrupt. I just want to make sure I don't miss somebody. Would that be okay?
Okay.
Okay, sorry, Ms. Larissa. Are there incentives for those that do not currently have a vehicle? Yes, there are on new vehicles. So, for instance, I used to own thank you. That's my personal cell phone number, and I'm not kidding. I do prefer text. Emails are awful because I don't read them. that much. And calling me, I will answer all my calls. Okay, somebody just brought me lunch. I'm a little excited. So yes, there are incentives. I bought a Hyundai Nexo. I got $7,500 back from federal taxes. Not a rebate, not a reducing my income and being taxed less. Actually, $7,500. In addition, I got $5,000 back from the state from CVRP. Please don't ask me what it stands for. I'll have to figure it out. And third, I got $100 a month for my work, which most of us don't get, but I got that. And fourth, I got $13,000 on a credit card to spend on fuel. So in the end, I pay $450 a month for this fancy SUV that I feel good about driving, and it's quiet so I can actually talk on the phone since I just have one vocal cord. It's hard to understand or hear me, so my apologies if that affects anyone. So my point is that for the exact same amount that I had my $22,000 Crosstrek, the exact same budget, I'm able to have my fancy SUV. Now, there are price ranges everywhere from $12,000 for new vehicles, which I probably wouldn't drive one or recommend anyone, but it's still, that's the number for one of those little smart cars, up to $50,000, I think, is our limit. And there's something for everyone. After you take off all of those incentives, it ends up making a payment of $100 a month. And so there is a fit for everybody. There are tons of incentives. If you don't qualify or have a vehicle to trade in, there's an answer for pretty much everyone. That's why I put my personal number in there in case anybody wants a specific case analysis. I don't get paid for this. I don't make any commission. I'm just eager to share the information. And so any particular questions, you're always welcome to text or call me. Seriously.
Gina,
yes.
Where does a person start if they're looking for a vehicle?
If they want to kind of do some self-sustaining research. Mm-hmm. So there's a website called evlife.co. Could somebody throw that in there for me?
I'm going to hook it. I'm going to do one back.
Thank you. And I would actually love, Selena, would you mind just talking about your positive experience on that site? And what you found as an interested person?
I sure will. So after I did those numbers and I saw what those numbers showed, I said, oh, I have to find me something and see what I can do because this can't be right. And so Gina told me to go to this website, and it's called evlife.co. And I was able to actually browse the cars that were available, and I'm going to show you. I have two windows open that I have to.
Yep, it's perfect. Exactly what you have is perfect.
Yeah, I have to navigate it in a different window though. So I'm situate it so you guys can see it.
Nicely done.
Okay, so you go here to shop EVs. It auto-populates your area, and it brings up the cars. Now, initially, when I did this, the first car I saw was like $80,000, and I called Gina, and I'm like, "Girl, this is not going to work. This isn't going to work. I can't afford an $80,000 car."
Neither can I.
And so she says, "Well, it shouldn't have done that." And we made some calls, and she got it all together. So there's this area over here where you can sort, and if you click that and go price low to high, it will show you. I think it's thinking.
Yeah, there's a lot of vehicles, so it takes a moment. But you can basically sort in any way you want to find the vehicle that's right for you. There's also a questionnaire that allows for you to put in more personal information based on your trips and how many miles you want to drive, whether or not you would be open to plugging a vehicle in, which personally, I prefer to just fuel at the gas station and not have to worry about where I have to plug it in. But for some people's lifestyles, that's a great fit. You can put all those logistics, those indicators in there, and then just the vehicles that work specifically for you will pop up on the screen.
Right. So I just want to look at one. So let's look at this Toyota, the Prius Prime, because Larissa likes that.
Very popular. And a lot of those coming off a lease right now, ready for people.
I will listen, I will be on the road like this.
Wait, so what is that? So do you see that? That vehicle is 17,000, and do you see stop. 9,333, I think. I'm on my phone, so it's really little. So basically that vehicle would be $10,000 out the door, brand new. Boom.
So these
With
are all
Brand new.
right?
Yes, based on this zip code that she's got in there, it tells you all of the incentives that are included with that particular vehicle based at your zip code. You don't have to put in your address. You just put in your zip code, and those are the incentives that exist for that vehicle. This site actually got me, I forgot to mention, an additional $1,000 from El Dorado Hills Clean Cars program. And so this will actually allow you to budget based on what you think you can afford. And then these guys also help you navigate the paperwork that can be a little bit overwhelming if you don't know exactly what to do. It's super easy if someone holds your hand through it. These guys will help you with that as well. It's part of our program.
This is what I loved about it. It looks like they changed it a little bit.
Well, I asked them to. I'm hoping it's benefiting you because I yelled at them a little bit.
Well, I haven't seen this yet, but I do like it. So you can, if you live, it asks you where you live, like if you live in an apartment or a condo, and then it tells you for just a standard outlet in your garage, how long it would take you to charge your vehicle. And then it also tells you if you have like a washer dryer outlet that you can charge it in 3 hours. So I like that because it shows you that. I don't know why they took this one off. So it's 4 miles of range for 1 hour. I don't know what that means, but
that's if you just plug it into a regular 110 outlet, and that might be based on the vehicle that you chose, which might be why that other piece is missing.
But did you see how on this one it still has where it tells you how long it takes for a full charge on the faster charger, but it doesn't tell you how long it takes for a full charge on this one?
2 different pieces of information.
Got it. Okay. Anyway, I think this is great because it gives you at least enough information to be able to look at it and say, you know what, this is something I think I might be able to do. And so this is the information that I need to know, and you can get it all here on this site. So if you're looking,
this will help prepare you.
Start, right. Yeah. This is like a great place to start if you're looking for an electric vehicle. So I just wanted to share that, and I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to take over.
I'm thrilled that you did. This is really important information.
Everything that everyone has to offer is so. I'm sorry, Gina, go ahead.
No. I'm sorry. I can't stop talking. I've had too much coffee and this stuff excites me. The map that's down there, that's if you want to make a trip plan pretending you're driving this car, that will show you where all the chargers are and let you know if you want to take a long trip. It'll show you where you can actually stop to charge, how much it may cost if not free. And so this is kind of this full circle, which vehicles would fit my lifestyle. This kind of covers everything, completely complimentary. If you end up by accident to any window that asks for a credit card, you're in the wrong window. I promise you this is all complimentary.
Okay, and so what I'd like to say, because I'm looking at the time and we have maybe about a minute and a half. So what I'm going to say is we've been left behind long enough. And this is one industry that everybody's pretty much leveled out on the playing field. So there's not, one entity that's purchasing this, more than one entity that's purchasing that. But what I will say, since we like to stunt a lot, then why not be an example of the change that you want to be? For us to be the number one people that's suffering from a lot of ailments from environment, we have an opportunity to actually lead the pack. And what I mean by that is when Crisscross came out, yeah, I'm dating myself. That's my business. Say like, whatever her name is, that's my business. I'm dating myself. But when Crisscross came out, wearing the cross colors and wearing they don't act like I was the only one, and they was turning their stuff around backwards and walking around like that. Guess who else was doing it? Everybody was doing it. When we wore one red shoe and one white shoe, guess who started? Guess who else followed? So I'm saying we lead the pack in a many things that we do. We are looked upon as this very resilient people. So yes, we are followed, and that's a good thing. So be this change that you want to see. Take them cars off them blocks. Okay, you ain't got to go get your car smog no more. This is it. And with the battery, it comes with like a 10-year warranty. The battery. I'm telling y'all right now, next time we have one of these, I'm gonna tell y'all what I found out, because I am in the market. I'm not gonna be talking about it. I'm gonna be like Beyonce. I'm gonna be about that action. So challenge me and I'm gonna challenge you. Okay? That's how it is.
That's how it is. Agune. Agune's in her 20s. She just had a birthday. So, Agune, what do you think about, because we need to get the younger perspective. What do you think about what you learned today? Is this something that you think, like before the conversation, was it like, I can't do, I'm not going to be able to afford this at all? And now how do you feel, or what's your reaction to the information that you've heard?
It's so funny, like working in this industry, and I'm driving like a gas car, and I did not know that an electric vehicle could be that affordable. I could come out with a brand new electric vehicle for around $10,000, and I qualify for all those incentives. So it's very informative. It's very reassuring. Yeah, it's very reassuring that in a couple of years I can make my first purchase and get a brand new car. I was thinking I would have to get a used, like, something worn down, but I could get a brand new car for less than the used car I bought. Yeah. So that's really, yeah.
So do me a favor, write that number down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Right.
Because I'm going directly to evlife.co. Evlife.co. I'm going to say it again, because sometimes we act like we didn't hear nothing. E like Edward. V like Victor. Life, like that's what we got. That's what we got. And .co, C-O, okay? Go on there and check it out. If you don't do nothing else, check it. This is for you. This is for you. This is for you and yours. Check it out. evlife.co. Gina's personal cell phone is 916-622-8433. I'll say it again. Her name is Gina O'Neal. That is spelled with O''Neal. Okay, Neal. And it's 916-622-8433. I am Larissa Wells. I'm your people's reporter. That's what I like to call myself. Urban planner. Y'all, I'm gonna let y'all know. Y'all get in there. evlife.co.
Thank you, Miss Larissa.
You gonna check us out? Or was that the out?
Oh, should we check us out?
Check us out.
If all honest, no. Listen, I'm just kidding with y'all. Listen, that is my out. I want you guys really to go to evlife.co. And what I'd also like for you to do is to be able to put into the chat, what you did come up with, so we can follow up and say, well, wait a minute. Yeah, we really did get this information across, to the people that we need to do. And then we will follow up from that. And then on the next one, we got these lunch and learns going on. We need for y'all to be on every lunch and learn, because we lunching and we learning. Okay. So be a part of it. Be about that action. We're not going to talk no more. We're not getting left behind no more. We're not doing none of that. We are at the table, ready to go. Miss Gina, I need to sign up, because I'm tired of rolling around in my 2001 Oldsmobile Alero. They don't even make no more.
As you should be.
All right, everybody. Thank you for joining us today, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Don't forget to follow and like us on @ProveItEV on Facebook and Instagram. And with that, have a wonderful weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.